Hi, Stitchers.
Hi, I'm Keisha.
I'm Laura, and welcome to the Pattern Queens episode 107. Today is Sunday, December 11th, and this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship and rambles and lots of shenanigans and just a lot of good giggles before we even started.
Mhm. I'm like not warmed up. I feel like I should go back to my singing days and do a bunch of the, like the tip of the tongue and the teeth so that you get everything ready and you're ready and revved up to go.
Well, you know what? If nothing else, you're a little bit more professional than my other filming partner currently. So,
I'm Keisha.
yeah, if you haven't been watching, I have been filming unboxings of the Black Needle Society Nice List box with my son James, who's 2.5, almost 2.5. And he's decided that it's hilarious to him because I say I'm Keisha and then I tell him to say his name. And he started saying I'm Keisha because he doesn't really know that like that means me, because I'm mom. So after we finished filming yesterday, he points at himself and he goes, I'm Keisha, you're Keisha, Daddy's Keisha. And I was like, well, you're right on one of those.
That's too funny.
So he has no idea what it means.
Goodness. Okay, we want to welcome you all to our channel, and hopefully you like what you see here, so you can hit the button to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. We love those comments. We'll try and think and throw in some questions, because I know sometimes by the time you get to the end of a video, you think, what did I just watch? Especially with us.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
So, what other life things would you like to talk about?
Um, Not a whole lot. I had a very nice cheese board with my husband on Friday. That's kind of been the highlight of the week. And then of course I came and stitched with you and Katie on Thursday in the new office. That was really
Woo!
exciting. So, not a whole lot really
She
going
tried
on
to
with
leave her blinders on and not see.
right. I was because I very much still want everything to be a surprise. I get like a couple of sneak peeks if they're like, "Do you care?" I'm like, "It's okay. You can show me," because Katie gets excited. Um but yeah, I very much don't want to know most of what's in the boxes. So they told me there was a shelf that I wasn't supposed to look at, except for I also got a Love You More shirt and they said, "Oh, it's over there." And I'm like, "Oh, on the shelf that I'm not supposed to look at?" And they're like, just don't look this way or this way. And I was like, all right, I'm just going in like this to go grab the shirt and then come back. So I didn't peek. I didn't peek. It's hard to not peek though.
My friend here keeps looking at my lap. So
Oh,
hopefully, look up, sweetie boy. There you go. He's so funny.
just
Uh,
wants to be.
so yeah, Monday is when we started moving into the office. Katie has done an amazing job. I have been worthless because I've been told I'm not supposed to carry anything over about 10 pounds, and there's just not a lot that I could do to help.
Right.
So,
Right.
but also this week I got to go back to the hospital just for a procedure to finish up, and they gave me all of these scenarios about what could happen, and then how I could be leaving the hospital or staying or whatever. No, I got the best possible outcome and I left. I had a little bit of weirdness the next day, so I ended up being off Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, I had to go to my primary care physician. They had decided they wanted to see me to kind of follow up too. So I left school early on Friday. So it was a weird week for me. And I don't know how I'm making it through this next week when I have to go to school every day.
Right. Right. Well, at least you have winter break coming up on your horizons. So
Yes. And I got to test out the new chair at the office, because Katie and I are planning to film from there. The Black Needle is filming unboxings every day. And if you haven't watched those, you could see a peek of the office with the fireplace behind us, and the pictures that Katie has stolen off the wall that are the models for the black needle are up on the mantle. But we have chairs, new chairs that we've bought for that location specifically for hosting. And I got to test mine out and see just how well it did for a nap. It's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're nice looking chairs. But yeah, so we are both doing unboxings. Laura's over on the Black Needle Society's Flosstube. She's very put together with Katie. They talk about stitching progress. They talk about, the actual like thoughts behind the presents for the day and a lot of insights. And you're lucky if you even see what's in the Black Needle box if you come over to mine, but you'll also see what's in the Build-A-Bear workshop box. So, and those are here. So we're both doing unboxings, very different unboxings, but both unboxings with our kids. There's just a lot of difference in age between our kids and levels of professionalism.
And we're all excited because we know that today is a new animal.
Oh, yes, yes. But funny story, before I came in here, Laura was like, oh, I'm still pulling things. And I said, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and film with James. And so I looked at him. He's on the couch. He's got his head propped up on a pillow. He's covered up with a blanket. He's watching one of his favorite shows. And I said, buddy, do you want to go film? And he goes, no. And I was like, well, you get to open a present. You get a new friend for your bunny and your teddy bear. No. I was like, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to get up either.
It's gray and gloomy and
Yeah.
kind of yuck.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll say about our unboxings is that you have a scratch off card in the nice list that tells you what the item is. And it's a limited number of characters. So if you're getting the nice list and you wonder what in the world we were thinking about whatever it is that we've put in, and it seems like day 9 was a little confusing for people, then you can come watch our video and we explain a little bit more about what the reasoning was, what the thought was behind what's going in there, and it'll make a little more sense to you.
Day 9, I might never see again because James was really fascinated with it. So,
oh my goodness. So, are you ready to jump into some stitching?
yes, yes.
Because we have definitely been on a ramble.
Oh, well, you know us.
Okay. Do you have any finishes this week?
I don't have any finishes this week. How about
I
you?
do. I do. So I've been doing the 12 days of stitching that Katie and I are hosting through the Black Needle Society. And I had intended to pull out one piece and realized when I got into the bag that I didn't have any of the floss for it.
Oh,
So I worked on this Frosty by You and I and Friends. And you can see there is a border and some stars there. I have not decided if I'm really doing that. I'm thinking no. And I may hang something off of one of his arms, but that's him.
you got him done.
And I love him. So that's finished number 31 for the year.
Wow.
And then we did, in fact, go buy the floss for it. And this is Nick by Holly Designs. And he is the funniest looking little thing.
Oh my goodness.
So you put this funny little mustache on him.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it's going to take a little while before it settles down.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
that is him. So I have had this green Smyrna stitch border in here for however long it's been started. Don't even know when I started it. And yesterday I sat down and stitched the entire thing, all 10 colors.
Oh
And
wow.
all of that back stitching
Wow.
and finished him off. But I don't even think I showed you this part. It is from the 1998 Just Cross Stitch ornament issue.
Yes.
So the one that I'm really dying and that I just think I want to pull something out and do is this.
Oh yeah. That one's pretty.
That's Christmas Joy from Little by Little Design. So, oh, and I have to keep my book for a little bit later. But that was 31 and 32 for the year. And it's, I think it was 20 and 21 in my 59 before 60.
Wow, you are moving right along.
I did look and I'm woefully behind what I should have done by this point. So I will have to really kick it into gear in January and see. Normally I have a lot of finishes at the beginning of the year, but this year's been different for me. So I'm not sure what it'll look like.
Yeah, for
I've
sure. I
taken
mean,
kind of a different approach.
it's still impressive to me the amount of things you've done. So,
Well, I'm pretty close to last year's, but
Mhm.
I'll have a little bit of an explanation about it later on, and you'll understand why it looks like
Yeah,
that.
sure. Okay, sounds
So
good.
we'll talk more about plans later. Do you have any stash to show this week?
I do. So I'm very excited about it. After you showing off your purchases, I had to get one of mine. This is a bag from Sheba Designs. And here's her information. She's got an Etsy shop. And it's this really cute, like little cocktails. I thought it was really fun. I really like the inside fabric of it too. It's a vinyl front, you can tell because you're getting a lot of reflection there. And then these little charms, a little paw print, and a little maple leaf because she's from Canada. And I just love it. I think it's so nice. And I don't buy myself a lot of project bags. Most of what I have are either from our friend Judy or from the boxes. But yeah, I just couldn't pass this up. And it's so nicely made. And it came here pretty quickly for coming from
Mhm.
Canada. So yeah, so thank you. I love this a lot.
So that's Melissa. And hi, Melissa, because we know
Oh,
she watches us now. Excuse me. Katie has been using her new bag that I got her, her Christmas bag. I was going
mhm.
to wait and give it to her as a Christmas present. And I'm like, but it's a Christmas bag and we're
Right.
doing the 12 days of stitching. So
Yeah,
yeah, she's got it.
good. So
Okay. I think that brings us to some whips.
some whips. Well, I don't have a whole lot of whips to show, but I'll show you what I've worked on. So I
Maybe a
worked,
little bit of an obsession, huh?
yes, and I'll show the obsession at the end. So I'll show you the things that have barely gotten any progress at all, and then I'll show you the obsession. So I was going to try to finish this week. It didn't happen, but it's Teddy's Tail from Mill Hill. And here's where I am on him. Really, the only thing I did this week is I added the red stitches here on his pants and his turtleneck. So really not a whole lot at all on him
The
this week.
colors are so pretty and vibrant.
I, I love it a lot. And really, it's like two colors of red, two colors of green, a couple colors of brown and blue. There's not a whole lot. It's a pretty limited palette. The rest of it, all the rest of the fill-in are beads. So that whole hat is beaded. The reindeer's antlers are beaded. So I think it'll be fun. I'm excited to get back to that. And I'm stitching it as a gift. So I do need to get back to it. But again, an obsession. The other thing I worked on was Christmas wreath from the Frosted Pumpkin. This is what the whole thing looks like. I am not even close to that. So I joined this one. It was a Sal, and I made it to the fourth part before I didn't work on it anymore. This is on a piece of 28 count Heartland from Picture This Plus, which is the called for fabric. And it's in my hoop, but that's all that's done on it. So I have the middle piece, the big bow. This is the third part, and then you can see where I've started on the fourth part there. I'm stitching a Santa,
They
but
have such happy colors too.
yes, yes. And I didn't buy that as a kit, but I did buy all of the called for things on that. Okay.
Katie loves that one as a chat piece. So she likes to get all the little parts in and then
Mhm.
she will outline where the wreath is going to go
Mhm.
and then just sit and fill.
Yeah.
And
And
she's
you
made
can
good progress.
kind of see a lot of it is big blocks of color too. There are some places where it's a little, you know, like this. Well, I've already stitched it, but the wreath where it has like different lights in there that are a little bit fiddly, but Yeah, I really like working on the frosted pumpkin. It's kind of a and I've worked all day and now I just want something that's cheery and somewhat, easy to stitch. Not that their things are overly simple, but it's a lot of big blocks of color in their things.
And the colors are just so happy.
Yes, yes. It's even like the Halloween pieces, they're always just bright and lovely. And I'm really a fan. Okay. But now we make it to the obsession. And and last week I told you I couldn't find a picture of where this was currently. I get it in my email every single day. My brain. I've been working on Santa's stamp collection. Let me turn down the brightness on my phone. You can't see that at all. So Santa's stamp collection from the Black Needle Society. Uh, this is designed by the wonderful Katie Landis, who has given me too big of a challenge. Um, this is on a piece of 32 count plush linen from Fortnight Fabrics. And here's where I am on it. It's not going so well, but I love it. So I have like the corner here down to the C, and then I made it down to the stamps. And basically, what I am doing is I am going through and trying to do the stamp outline and then fill in whatever I can fill in on that day. So you'll see that none of the stamps are actually done. Um, this is what I did on the 10th. And if I show you the back of it, I pulled them all to the back for showing it off purposes, but I've just been kind of leaving my floss there to jump back into it. But you can see, things like, oh, well, doesn't look like I got to day 13, which is a great big one. So it's kind of my diary of progress overall this month. This is a cute little needle minder that we got in the box. The leg lamp, the infamous leg lamp.
Fragile.
Fragile. So I've been obsessed with this. I really wanted to work on it this morning, but I worked on Christmas wreaths so that I would have more than two things to show. Because truthfully, Teddy's tail, I worked on that on Sunday. And then I worked on that Christmas wreath a little bit this morning, and all of my other stitching time has been devoted to this. Which is good. I love it. It's so much fun. I like a daily challenge a lot, but the day that I didn't quite get to, that stamp is 1,332 stitches in a day. So I'm not going to be able to keep up with it, obviously.
She has put some stitches in there, and a lot of the stamps are solid, so makes a
Well,
difference.
and I've kind of looked because right now, and I'll just have to kind of see how it stands. Right now there are two, the one we got today, and then the fourth here that aren't solid. So I'll
Mhm.
have to kind of look at it whenever it's done and see if I want to fill in the backgrounds.
Mhm.
So,
And I think that may depend on just where the modeling falls
mhm.
on your fabric, so.
Right. Well, and I think my stitches show up pretty well, especially in like better light. The light in here is kind of weird, but I just like kind of just want to fill in the whole stamps. So,
Well, and you have a good selection of colors to choose from.
oh, for sure. So I just one of those little personalization things that I might end up doing. But I want to see the whole thing before I decide on that because, it's hard with a Sal.
Mhm.
I'm not going to get to filling in the ones that don't have a background anyway, so I can do that later.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Um,
what about your whips?
should I tell you that that's not even the biggest one in the whole thing?
Oh, I
I think you know that, right? Because you have the
okay.
framework.
Everyone. I have, and I'm not going to show it to you close up because then you'll be able to see um part of the thing. So I'm not gonna show it to you. So I'm just gonna hold it back here. And you can't even see it. But I've plotted out if they're all full coverage how many stitches are in the stamps. And the one at the very end, which I'm guessing is the 25th stamp, if it is full coverage, it is 1,889 stitches. So I've already worked that all out.
Keisha is trying to figure out how to cross stitch in her sleep.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't figured it out. If I do though, I will make a video just about that, okay?
Okay, so here's what I've been up to. I worked last Sunday and Monday on Reindeer Dreams, and I had this bottom part of the bottom border done. And I thought, well, I'm going to jump in there and put the reindeer in because, that'll just make it all work. Those darn reindeer, they were moving everywhere. I put them in, I took them out. I put them in, I took them out. I mean, it was so frustrating. And even when I thought I had it in, I looked and no, I had made a mistake clear back at the beginning and had to go all the way back again. So I didn't get a whole lot, but I did get these guys. And yes, this is the bottom. So they are upside down. And it's a pattern. Why in the world can I not follow a pattern? But I could not. This I am stitching on 32 count Arctic Glacier from Seraphim Fabrics. It's a beautiful piece of fabric.
Very pretty.
So I love the colors on it. I'll really enjoy stitching this. So it'll be fun. And I have this in a Love You More sleeve. We put sleeves out and then I wait and see if they make it through the weekend. And then if they do, then I get a large sleeve, a full size sleeve, because we usually don't do as many of those. But I love this. It's got some sparkle. Then my next one is Deck the Halls from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And again, I started at the bottom. Theirs is on a solid piece of fabric, I think just a neutral. And mine is on this snow fabric. Let's see, I'll fold the side under because it really is just this big. And this year I finished out the gingerbread man, and I did these little, there are a couple little snowflakes here. I did the bell, I did bake, and I did half a present. And at that point, it was time to stop. I like how the colors are showing on here. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So
Yeah, I like that fabric a lot for it.
thank you. And this one I have in another Love You More sleeve with all the reindeer. This one's a heavier fabric, a little more canvasy, but I couldn't pass it up. And I love that with it.
Yeah.
Very Christmassy. Then out of this book again, I have teased my friend Deanna ever since she stitched this, that she needed to stitch one for me. The other night when I realized that I had the floss for the wrong project, I thought, well, I'll just make the best of this. So I worked on this one, which is Joy by June Grigg Designs. A lot of these companies, I don't even know if they're still designing. So, and this one I did the reds that are in these sides, and that includes the back stitch lines. I did on both sides the black and white, and I've started on the purple. So I mean, I'm moving along pretty well with it,
Yes.
but there's still a lot to do. Katie asked me at one point, Mom, do you stitch ornaments? Because, I have all these ornament issues. And the thing is that I loved collecting the ornament issues, but I feel like you change colors 100 times in these things. And I think that's why I tend to go for a different style, like a bigger piece, because at least then I'm doing bigger chunks.
Right.
Like I told you, 10 colors yesterday on that little Santa.
Yeah.
10 colors plus the back stitch. This is another sleeve from Love You More, and we called this one Miracle on 34th Street because that's just what that makes me think of.
Oh, so cute.
And the last one, yesterday I pulled out Silent Night from Country Cottage Needleworks. I feel like it's kind of hard to see on that fabric. They used a gray, and I have King's Blue 32 count from Color and Cotton. And this is what mine is looking like so far. So I added in last night. I don't know if you can tell. I'm using a toile for the snowflakes.
Oh, okay.
And I added in a bunch up in here. The church will be in White Lightning by Weeks Dye Works, which has a little bit of a gray in with it too. So it's like white and
Mhm.
gray, and it'll do a little bit of striping. You can kind of tell on the church.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
But
And I
all
love
of
the cold
this,
weather.
yeah, but all of the snow I will do with the etoile just to add a little sparkle. And this
Mhm.
one I have in a bag that was sent by a viewer when Nancy and I were filming. And look at that.
So
That's just
pretty.
the prettiest thing. And she's from New Zealand and found this fun fabric that has all of these words plus New Zealand in there. So that's it for my whips so far.
Wow.
I still have quite a few to get to this month, and I'm my one whip go that I need to do is 500 stitches on a Christmas project.
Mhm.
Well, I have to get through them all and then go back and revisit one and do 500 stitches. So
Oh, gotcha.
we'll see where that puts me. I may
Mhm.
go back to that ornament and see if I can finish it, because then I would be
Yeah.
done with that book for now,
Yeah, that would be nice.
unless I pull out Christmas Joy and stitch it.
Well, the good thing is you have choices, right?
Yes, lots and lots of choices. Excuse me. What kind of plans do you have coming up?
Well, I've just decided that I've thrown all of my plans out of the window. I had so many things that I wanted to work on this month, but I am obsessed with Santa's stamp collection. So I'm going to work on that some more. And I'll gonna try to pry myself away to work on Teddy's tail a little bit, so that I can get that finished. I just have to have it finished by Christmas because I'm giving it as a Christmas gift. Well, New Year's Eve would be nice, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But so I need to work on that. And now that I have Christmas wreath out, I kind of want to work on that. So
There you go.
who knows? Who knows, really?
That would be good if you could get it set up so that you could do car stitching with it and just do the fill.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that would be nice. So maybe I'll do that. I'll get to a fill spot with it. So. What about you? What are you gonna be working on?
Well, I have a little bit of secret stitching left to do. I
Mhm.
have some Love You More sleeves that I would like to get stitched up and mailed out pretty quickly. And then I will be pulling from my list and seeing what I can get done. Sometime during this month, I would really like to catch up on Life After Death, but
Mhm.
I am way behind on it now.
Yeah, I'm up behind on mine too.
I think that, uh, let's see, this is the 11th. So we have 20 days left of the
Mhm.
month. And I need to do about 2,500 stitches. So I would have
Yeah,
to do what, like 150 stitches a day?
thereabouts. Yep, that's about the same boat I'm in.
Not 150, but 125, I guess, a day, something like that.
Yeah,
A
right
lot.
around. Too many to think about.
And really, I won't pull it out and do that many stitches a day, because once I pull it out, I'm more than a little obsessed and I keep going.
Yeah.
So really I need 3 or 4 days of just pulling it out and stitching for a while. It may have to be that I work on one of my daily things and then put that down and then pick up my Life After Death, because I've done so well all year. I would really like to end the year having my 1,000 stitches per month done.
Right. Yeah,
So,
for sure. Yeah, I need to pull mine back out. But usually when I work on it, I usually do about 300 stitches before I put it down. So which still means I have to pull it out close to every day. For me
mm.
anyway. I'm a little bit further behind than you, but oh
um,
well.
I managed to get some in last month. only a little over 500 stitches, but that helped.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
uh,
I did a couple hundred, but I didn't do any in October. So
I just think that this is the time of year where it gets crazy and we try and put everything in that we can, and yeah, it's okay.
see, I like stitching Halloween things a lot, but I really do like stitching like winter seasonal Christmas.
Mhm.
So that's usually all I want to work on this month. So
And I alluded earlier to my plans. If you have been here with us, you know that I started the year, excuse me, with 184 whips, and I had them on a spreadsheet. I have them on a spreadsheet, split them out by the month, and have been working on a group of projects every month, which I've loved. It's like having brand new projects every month. And by the end of the year, I will have touched every single one of my whips. And I am down currently with those two finishes today. I am down to 158 whips.
wow. Wow. And
So
that's even you started things this year too. So
I
that's
did,
even that.
including a couple of big models, and yeah.
Right.
And I am currently participating in the hashtag 59 before 60 because I will have my 60th birthday next July.
Mhm.
And I am trying to have 59 finishes before then. That's what I was saying that I'm up to. I think I'm up to 21 finishes. So a third of the way there. I'm getting there. And
Yeah.
my plan for next year is that now that I did all this work this year and touched all these whips, I'm going to go through and pull out a group of them that will hopefully get me through the 59 before 60. I need to have, I think, at least 5 finishes per month to make it. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of projects.
God. Well, especially since you stitch a lot of bigger things
Mhm.
and you don't, it seems like it kind of goes against it to start a whole bunch of like little itty bitty things to finish them.
Right.
At
And
least
that's
it's against the spirit of what you're trying to do.
right. And that's not really what I would do.
Mhm.
So, I have plenty of whips that I think are close enough. I went through and identified them. Some of them are even in my BAP category
Mhm.
because I have anniversaries of the heart from Blackbird Designs, and that's a to do that as one big piece. It's like 12 charts plus a couple of bonus thrown in. So I could finish one of those charts and have a finish. And I think my yeah, Hawk Run Hollow is in there. If I would just finish the June block, I would count that as a finish because as Keisha and I decided, that is several thousand stitches.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It has the possibility of being over 8,000 stitches, and I think we figured out that they're usually between like 5 and 7.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, they're pretty dense.
so I would count that as a finish. So I do have some things that would be considered bigger that are
Right.
in there. And during that time, I will stitch 2 models for the black needle, and they will be, how much are they? They're going to be about 20,000 stitches altogether.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you're right.
that's a lot of stitches to get in while I'm trying to do something else too. So
Mhm.
I do know that my small and medium categories will have the most pieces that I will finish, but I will be pulling from every category on my spreadsheet.
That's exciting. I can't wait to see what all you pull to finish up. That'll be
Mhm.
fun.
And the other thing we want to try and do is that I'm trying to think if mine is right here. Keisha and I both have the planner from the Black Needle Society. I'm not spotting mine right next to me right now. And we're kind of hoping that if we're getting together on Thursdays, we can spend a little bit of time playing with our planners and just getting some stuff in them. So that should be fun. And
Yeah,
I'm going to fish out my little printer and we can print some photos.
that'll be fun because I am definitely like getting a planner really excites me. I like the idea, and I will do it for a week, and then I will miss a day, and then I'm like, well, I might as well never do this again. So having someone to sit with me and like do it with, I think is gonna be good for me. So
And I'm pretty good about, I'm not going to remember this by the time I get to it. So let's snap a picture and that'll be
mhm.
my reminder. So my phone will have a ton that I will have to just get rid of, but it'll help me have a reference to look back at while we're trying to get things in.
Yeah, for sure.
So it'll be fun. Stickers,
Mhm.
pens, markers. Yep.
Yeah, we're just gonna have a crafty party.
Every week. Katie and I went to the unit yesterday, or to the office
Mhm.
yesterday, and we had a crafty day, and it was so fun.
Yeah,
So
sounds
we're
good.
really looking forward to time like that in the office.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you think that we have rambled quite enough for one day?
I don't think we could fit in any more rambles, and I know we came up to at least a couple shenanigans.
Well, then I think there's nothing left to say except bye.
Hi guys, have a good week.